Hey y'all, this is Wendy's Pretty Perfume. I'm Wendy, and today, obviously, I'm going to talk about more perfume. I have 15 perfumes to talk about. I could have done more, but I stopped at 15. In honor of summer and in honor of just trying to be pretty at least, and pretty summer dresses. These are all perfumes I like to wear with my summer dresses. One of the few good things I get out of summer, because I don't really like summer very much. But to me, these are all a lot more on the feminine side, except for one. And yeah, they're just feminine. They're easy. They wear well in the heat. They're not going to be that complicated. And they're going to lean more on the fruity, floral, soft, citrus, clean edge of things. But not all of them, because I just can't do that. And per usual, I have new, I have old, I have vintage, I have niche, I have stuff you can get for $10, and actually nothing in here is that expensive. Because I don't buy really expensive perfumes. So, well, I'm going to start out with just the cherry blossom ones. I love cherry blossom in the summer, not in the winter so much. The first cherry blossom is going to be from Elizabeth Arden. It's green tea cherry blossom. I hesitated to put this one in. Here's the box. The box is kind of fun, especially for the fact that this is $12. I think the box is pretty. I like the flower design, and there's the back too, the cherry blossom branch. I think it's pretty. This is like $12 still. Revlon owns Elizabeth Arden now, and Revlon just filed for bankruptcy. So that probably means that they're going to have all of their loans forgiven and whatever else that means legally. But hopefully their perfumes won't go anywhere, although they're not as good as they used to be. So this one is definitely a shampoo green tea cherry blossom. It's clean. It's very, very bright. It's soapy. And that's about it. If you look at the list of notes, there's a big list of notes, but primarily this does smell like a little bit like green tea. It does smell like fruity cherries, cherry blossom, and it smells like a pleasant floral shampoo. It only lasts for a couple hours, but for a couple bucks, I think this is perfectly fine. You get like 100 mils. You can even treat it as a body spray, but this is just an easy after shower cherry blossom type of thing with a nice box. Bottle looks kind of cheap. Box is pretty though. Anyway, so that's the first one. Green tea cherry blossom. I like to wear this sometimes after I take a shower and before I go to bed, just because it's easy. The second one is also still pretty cheap, but I think they've discontinued these, so not forever. This is Truly Daring by Kate Spade. I always want to call this Truly Darling because it's not daring. It's not daring at all. So this is a much darker cherry blossom, actually. It's actually a lot darker than this pink zebra stripe would indicate. This is cherries and roses and a smidge of geranium and a smidge of vinyl and just a little tiny hint of good old-fashioned cherry chapstick. So that's kind of what this all smells like. It's a hint on the synthetic side. That's why I talk about like that waxy chapstick and the vinyl. But this actually is pretty dark. Like it has a hint of geranium in it too. And it blooms nicely. The rose is very pretty. And it doesn't really dry down to anything. That's kind of what this smells like. But for, again, a very easy, sweet, friendly, approachable type of cherry blossom, this is a good one. Yeah, I like this one. But yeah, I always think of it as truly darling, but it's truly daring. It's not daring. Very hot pink though, damn. Especially in this light, I'm like, whoa, that is hot pink. So moving up, I just realized that this is the only Chloe that I own. This is Chloe Fleur de Parfum, and this is a very bright citrus cherry blossom. The top notes have a lot of lemon verbena, so it almost smells a little bit powdery and a little bit herbal, and it is really lemony. So if you like that kind of more soapy washed, citrus washed cherry blossom, it's bright because of the soapy aspect. It's not bright because of the fruity aspect. This is probably more citrus and soap than it is cherry. Cherry blossom. The cherry blossom is kind of underneath all that. And then this dries down to like a woody musk. Also has a hint of rose. This is very I want to say this is a little bit more on the sophisticated side for a cherry blossom versus even this one. This is kind of juvenile and fun, where this is more like, I'm trying to be serious here. It's one of a serious cherry blossom. And it's Chloe, so, you know, their aesthetic is to just be very pretty and very feminine. So I do like this one. Lasts about 6 to 8 hours. Packaging is pretty. In you go. My only Chloe. I don't know if there's any other. I smelled Chloe the rose one, but it just wasn't my jam, even though I really like roses. So let's just kick out one that I'm not even going to discuss because I talk about this perfume all the time. Lancome Eau de Jour, my favorite summertime perfume. Citrus rose, peony, ambrette. Wears phenomenally. Still only $30. I have a review on this and I adore this Lancome Eau de Jour. I'm just going to stop because I already talk about that one too much. Okay, so these three next ones are just stuff you're going to be able to find at Sephora. So very easy to test, very easy to find, very easy to obtain. The first one is a Libre from YSL. It's the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette has a stunning, beautiful, I only got this last year and I don't wear it that much. It still has, if you don't like the lavender and everything else, you're not going to like this. So it's still a little bit of a powdery lavender, a little bit of an amber aspect, but as this dries down, this has a lovely jasmine tea heart. The heart is just this, the jasmine tea heart is beautiful. It's perfect for summer. It's perfectly light. It's perfectly refreshing. It's just lovely. So YSL Libre for the Eau de Toilette version. And they come in these 30 ml bottles. God bless America, 30 ml bottles. So this is only like $60. You don't have to get the giant ones, especially if you're like me and you have a lot of perfume. You just don't need that much. This one was really surprising to me. This is Gucci Guilty. This whole line has been on the market for like 12 years. I think they originally came out in 2010. And this has been reformulated and repackaged. I have the reform. I don't have the original one. So this is a really nice floral. And what was stunning to me was how vintage it smells. The heart is, there's a lot of florals in it, but the biggest floral note to hear is lilac. And to me, lilac just, it's a little bit vintage. It's a little bit old fashioned. It's a little bit, it's just old fashioned to me. It's just a little bit more vintage. And that as this dries down, there's a lot of pink pepper. There's a lot of patchouli. It's not too dark though. It's not too heavy, but it doesn't dry down to some horrible, noxious, just woody aroma chemicals. So I think that this is a lovely floral to wear with your summer dresses. Very feminine, a little bit old school if you like that. Very good performance. But yeah, it has a peach and lilac, and it's just beautiful. So yeah, I was really surprised about this one. Put that back there. I was really surprised about how vintage this was. I was shocked. So yeah, I tested it at Ulta one day and I just kind of blind bought it right there. So this one came out in 2019 and is having a heyday. Imagine if this company, Valentino Donna, just said, oh, it's not selling, we're going to get rid of it. You know, sometimes things need a little bit of time to catch on. And I don't care if people think I'm basic. I don't care if people think that this is overplayed or overdone or whatever the situation is. But this is Valentino Donna, born in Roma. It's jasmine. It's vanilla. It's woods. It's just, it works so well. And the thing about this perfume is that it has a real progression. The top smells different than the middle, and it smells different on the bottom. This perfume sometimes, and it lasts forever. Sometimes I'll put it on during the day, and then the next day I'll wake up and I'll be like, just for a split second, I'll be like, what perfume did I put on yesterday? Because it smells so different. The bottom smells so different from the top that it smells like a different perfume when it's done. The bottom finish is like this lovely vanilla, cashmere, and hint of floral type of, this is so well executed. I don't even care if this is just the epitome and the definition of what a designer perfume smells like. Be that as it may, this is lovely. It has wonderful performance. Anybody who has not smelled this yet, everybody talks about this, so I'm not even going to go into it too much. But if you haven't smelled this, I think this is at least worth a test. And I love it. I'm so glad I got it this year. This is pretty new to my collection, and I love it. I wear it in the winter, too. I actually got it over the winter, and I wear it in the winter, but this works really well for my summer dress rotation. This is a perfume from Bottega Veneta. I don't hear people talking about Bottega Veneta very much to begin with, and they had a change in their art direction. So the last couple perfumes they've put out, I have not liked very much. Gotta learn how to sit still when I'm doing this. Sit up straight and sit still, Wendy. So this is Bottega Veneta Knot, K-N-O-T. This is the heavy-ass glass bottle. I was trying to get the front in front of you. It's not going to. Oh, there we go. Nice focus. This is like, perfumes if you're into white tennis dresses. I actually don't have a white tennis dress. Maybe one day I'm going to find one, but I like the idea. This is very clean and very soapy. The middle notes have like a white rose and peony and a jasmine. The top is citrus and the bottom smells like cedar. And this is definitely a floral woody musk, but it's never cloying. It's always very bright. There's tons of neroli that it's just bright and happy, and the florals are lovely, and it just dries down really nicely. Again, I can't stand those horrible, oh gosh. I love the way this smells. This smells so good. So yeah, this starts off with a lot of orange blossom, dries down with white roses and jasmine, and the cedar plank is lovely. It's a little, lots of orange blossom perfumes are kind of soapy, so this is a little bit soapy, but this just smells like, I don't know, a fresh breeze, and it's just absolutely lovely. But that's Bottega Veneta Knot. And I know I said I was going to talk about a lot of feminine perfumes, but I think the right man could wear this. The orange blossom is just really lovely. Back in the box you go, Bottega Veneta. I have so many perfumes and just not enough days in the year. Another designer perfume, I've talked about this one a lot. One of my favorites, Kelly Kalash. This is the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette for Kelly Kalash, this is a leather perfume. It has a lot of rose. I can't even remember all the notes. I have a review for this, but Kelly Kalash Eau de Toilette is the colder cousin of the Eau de Parfum. Especially for a leather. I like leather, but I don't wear a lot of leather perfumes in the summertime. So this was one of the few leathers that I will wear this time of year, and it wears cold on me. There's almost like a green tea, like forested note in it, but it just reminds me of a very cold early morning. So Kelly Kalash for the green. Now I have to have a woody perfume for summer, and this is going to be a little weird, but the woody perfume I like to wear in the summer is Chanel Egoiste. This bottle anyway, this is a very odd bottle. I swapped for this, and they don't make a bottle like there's the push bottom. They don't even make this anymore. It's halfway full. The bottle they put out now doesn't look like this, but this is a woody perfume. This is woods. It has a little bit of like a very light sprinkle of cinnamon and a very light sprinkle of rose. And the bottom is sandalwood. But this is for men. And when this was made in the 90s, the men's perfumes were not that loud. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You can come back and be like, this is from the 90s and it's really loud. But they're not quite like the Sauvage and the Aventus that we have that's really popular nowadays. This wears really quietly, really lightly, and very close to the skin. So instead of wearing Samsara, I still wear Samsara in the summer, but instead of wearing something like really bright and woody and sandalwoody like Samsara, instead I'll just wear this. And it's just a lot closer to the skin. It's a lot less noxious, but I still get a nice hit of rose, sandalwood, and a little bit of spice without like wearing Coco by Chanel, which is not appropriate for summer. I can't wear that in the summer. But Egoiste is like my woody go-to for the summertime. That being said, I don't know what it smells like nowadays. I think this is an older bottle. This is a really good cheapie that I've never heard anyone speak about. This is from Banana Republic. It's called Malachite. And isn't this bottle beautiful? This is $20. $20. Anyway, when I put this on, I feel like I am paying to take a bath with no soap, of course, in some sort of like fairy tale lagoon, like with the lily pad flowers and like the sound of the gurgling water, and everything is like spring fed. So this smells very green and aquatic, but not ozonic. When I say aquatic, I mean like the smell or the feel of flowing water outside in a spring. If this was Irish Spring for women in a bottle, maybe this would be it. There's also like there's water lily And there's no hyacinth in here, but it's very green. It's green, it's watery, it's floral, it has a mild woody dry down. This is very pretty to wear in the summertime, and every time I wear it, like I said, I'm just I feel like I'm pleasantly underwater. I'm in like my underwater fairy tale lagoon of green and lily pads and water lilies, just soaking up nature in all its lovely greenness. And this is literally 20 bucks. I really like this one for summer. So that is Banana Republic Malachite. I only have 4 left. I feel like I'm going through these fast and not describing them very well, and I apologize, but I can't ramble on forever. So because I'm me and I have to have a Shalimar, my Shalimar for summer is Shalimar Cologne. I could also wear Shalimar Eau de Cologne, but that's a different perfume. Shalimar Cologne, I consider this to be the champagne of Shalimar. Everything about this is the bubbly, light, effervescent, soft version of everything that Shalimar is. The florals are bubbly, the citrus is light and effervescent, and everything seems floaty, and there's vanilla in here too, but it's more of like a sparkling vanilla, if such a thing existed. It's not like that. It's not like a heavy, dense, like creme brulee vanilla. So this is my pick for summertime Shalimar. If you don't know what Shalimar smells like, at least as a base, I mean, this isn't going, but maybe I should change this. I'm wearing Chloe today, actually, but now maybe I want to wear this to go to bed. So I still get a hit of the rose and jasmine, but even then, the rose is light, the jasmine is light. Everything about this is light, but it just has a sparkling character. And they should have named, they should name this like Shalimar Champagne, or Champagne is already French, but whatever you want to call it. This is Champagne Shalimar, Shalimar Cologne. At the time that I bought this a couple years ago, this was only like $25 or $30, but I think it's discontinued. So I don't know how readily available or expensive this is, but this is my Shalimar pick for summer, is Shalimar Cologne. I should do a whole review on this. My Samsara pick for summer. Now, Samsara is my favorite perfume of all time, like hands down. I wear Samsara all the time, even in the summer. But my summertime Samsara is a flanker that they put out in the 1990s and 1995. It's called Un Air de Samsara. And this is actually I just grabbed my backup bottle. This isn't the bottle I'm using right now. So this one's really interesting. First of all, it's minty. Imagine that. Minty. There's also a huge daffodil note. So mint, narcissus, all those like kind of green things that you find in the garden are on top. And that lasts a good hour. And it's a very interesting top note. And I just have to say, for being produced in 1995 and being discontinued very soon after, this is fresh as hell. It smells I can't verify that it smells just like it did 25 years ago in 1995. But that being said, the mint is fresh, the citrus is fresh, the narcissus is fresh. The middle heart is very standard Samsara. It's jasmine, but toned down, not as jasmine-y as like the regular eau de parfum is. And then the most wonderful thing about this is that this was produced in the 90s when they still had Mysore sandalwood. So the dry down is Mysore sandalwood with vanilla, just like regular Samsara, but just toned down a little bit. This lasts 4 to 6 hours. It's still really affordable on the gray market. All the boxes I've ever seen, I have two bottles of this. I mean, the box is kind of beat up, but I paid $50 for this. So, and like I said, Mysore sandalwood right in here. And this is my completely full. My other bottle is about half full, but this is my completely full backup bottle. Now I'm like, should I get another backup? What if it goes wrong? I have plenty though. I don't even pay enough attention to these perfumes that I have, and I don't need any more. But anyone that's a fan of Samsara, I really, really highly recommend this. And I know it sounds weird that there's a mint and daffodil in here too, but it works. Just trust the process. Trust Guerlain, especially at that time. So that's Un Air de Samsara. Long discontinued, but available on the gray market. And still smells very fresh. Both the bottles I've had have been very good. Okay, I'm going to round out my last two with two niche perfumes. This first one is from Perfumes de Nicolai, Patricia Nicolai. Speaking of Guerlain, she's a relative of the Guerlain family. She's a niece of Jacques Guerlain, I think. Anyway, she's a perfumer. It's genetic, right? This is L'Homme Mixte. This is, to to me, this is feminine, but I think this is technically unisex. It's like marketed as that. This is like the Chanel No. 5 for summertime. Now, it's not going to appeal to everyone, but the reason I say it's like Chanel No. 5 is because of the structure. It has like a soapy aldehydic top. It has roses and jasmine in the middle, and it has oak moss on the bottom. It doesn't really smell like Chanel No. 5, but I feel like I'm wearing Chanel No. 5. It's that polished when I wear this. So this is really cool because this has the most fantastic grapefruit top note I have ever smelled. Sometimes grapefruit perfumes, like Guerlain Pamplemousse. I wish I liked that one, but it kind of smells like cat pee on me. I don't like that one, but this is my grapefruit perfume. So the top notes are grapefruit and like mint and lemon. So it's very citrusy, and that combination is fantastic, especially in the summer when it's hot. I love grapefruit. I drink grapefruit juice. I like grapefruit, like LaCroix. I love white grapefruit. I deliberately try to buy that in the winter. So I'm a huge fan of the fruit and the smell. So grapefruit perfume. The middle is very classic. It's rose and jasmine. And then shockingly, this dries down with an oak moss base. Not a lot of oak moss in perfume anymore. The oak moss is not too heavy. We're not talking about aromatics elixir here. It's not to scare anybody off. But for me, I miss oak moss, and oak moss is very earthy. It's earthy. It just has a nice earthy dry down. So grapefruit, flowers, oak moss on the bottom. These bottles are still relatively affordable. I think this is like $50 for a 30 ml. Very reasonable, especially for niche. But that's, well, they changed this used to be, the name of the company used to be Parfums de Nicolai, but now they're Parfumer Creator de Nicolai Le Mixte. So this is really nice. I like this. And any man that would be interested in something like this too, you want to smell like manly grapefruit, you get some Le Mixte. It's really good. And it's really light too. It's not too heavy. This is an old classic. So Annick Goutal is like OG niche. Gosh, I just love them. And I kick myself. I used to swap a lot, and it's not going to stay on my shelf unless I love it. I don't do that anymore because I regret swapping some away because you can't get them anymore, or they've been reformulated, or they're just too expensive for me nowadays. But this is an old one it doesn't matter. This is over 30 years old, this particular perfume, but this is Eau de Ciel. And this is their Linden Blossom, rosewood. And this smells like a linden tree. Well, linden tree is like a citrusy, it's like a floral citrus. It's like a flowering tree. And it smells like it's been soaked in rain in a hay field with like some rosewood shards in it. That's what it smells like. This is really beautiful, and anyone that is familiar with Annick Goutal's aesthetic, they like to make perfumes that are very light and fleeing, but yet invoke a lot of feeling. There's a lot of feeling that goes into their perfumes, especially from this time period. This only works, though, if it's over 85. This is a very light perfume, and your skin needs to be warm and giving off heat in order for it to bloom at all. So not only do I only wear this in the summer, but I only wear this if I'm actually like going to be sweating. So it just doesn't work otherwise. But this is probably the most lovely Linden Blossom perfume I have ever smelled and ever owned. And I'm really glad I have this, and I'm really glad that, because I don't wear it that much, just because I have to wear it when it's really hot. I'm going to be outside. So I don't wear it that much, but I'm really glad that I have this in my collection. This is a really lovely perfume, and it makes me feel very wistful, and it makes me, I don't know, it's just evocative. It's evocative perfume. Well, I got through my 15. I hope that wasn't too garbled. Geez. But if it was, that's okay. It's my parade. I can do whatever I want here. So if anybody has any questions, or I would like to know, if you are a person that likes to dress up and look pretty in the summer, what do you like to wear for that? It says, I don't know. There's something about it in the summertime. In the winter, as much as I like the cold, just wearing your sweaters and everything, it's just so much different when, you're showing some skin, you're wearing some sandals, you have something pretty on, and, whatever else. So it's just nice. It's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to combine like perfume and an outfit. So that's my list for this year. I had a hard time stopping at 15. I probably could have found 50, but 15 is enough. And I've gone on long enough. So this is Wendy's Parade. Thank you so much, the 3 of you that are going to watch this. I really appreciate it. And Let me know what you think. See you next time.